Is astrology a guide to aid us in mastering the universe? This is the Cosmic Community Podcast with Galactic Ambassador Stacey Dredd.
This astrology report is for the week of January 21st. And we have a wham bam, thank you ma'am kind of week coming up. Last week was real busy in the astrology, and we are now moved into Aquarius season, and Capricorn time can be busy. That's a very ambitious type of energy. So last week could have been feeling like kind of doing a lot of taking care of a lot of responsibilities sort of throughout the week and finishing up those Capricorn vibes. And this week we are fully into Aquarius season, which shifts things out of that earthy sign of Capricorn and into the air sign of Aquarius, where we like things to be different and unique and novel, and for there to be change around us and to make change in our lives. Aquarius is the sign of awakening and of basically revolutionary thought and revolutionary ideas. And so we could see things starting to happen in our lives very quickly during Aquarius season also, because it is a lightning bolt type of energy. So we enter this week in full lightning bolt mode. And kind of in the beginning of the week, we have the Sun in a conjunction with Pluto, and we also have Mercury in an opposition with Mars. And these are a couple of more challenging aspects that can turn up as just creating a little bit of conflict, things we'll move through early on in the week. And then later in the week, we have more kind of like harmonious aspects, and the energies seem to lighten up a little bit over the weekend and flow a little bit more. So I'm just going to go ahead and get on into the astrology for the week here. So on January 21st, we have the day that the Sun makes this conjunction with Pluto. And when these planets make conjunctions, their energies blend, and they also create new cycles. They finish the prior cycle and begin another new cycle until they find each other in conjunct again. So we have the Sun moving over Pluto in the sky, and the Sun is our identity. This is our ego. This is where our main filter is going to be in terms of the astrology. And the Sun just moved into Aquarius, and when the Sun is moving through a sign, that's when I say it's Aquarius season, because the Sun is moving through that sign. And so with our personal identity, our main filter and focus here, moving through Aquarius, it's all on those Aquarian themes I just mentioned: change, revolution, revelation, awakening, being spontaneous, and things having an edge of surprise to them. There is a lot of kind of wild card energy in the sign of Aquarius. And so the Sun is just getting here, and we have Pluto sitting at 2 degrees of Aquarius, and this planet of Pluto, it is just now dipping toes into the sign of Aquarius also, and getting the footing there. So it could feel a little like it's kind of hard to find the footing on January 21st and the couple days surrounding that, when the Sun and Pluto are making this conjunction. It can also feel like there's some type of transformation on the plate here. We are transforming. There is change on the horizon in the world. And also we are feeling the desire and the ability with the Sun in Aquarius to focus and to be in tune with these changes and transformations that are coming in. Pluto is a sign of a planet of permanent change. When we have Pluto conjunctions, we're going to have something be changed permanently in us. So we could feel like we've gone through a major transformation early in the week. Pluto and the sun, this is like the brightest entity in the sky and the darkest entity in the sky. Pluto being the furthest planet out, and the sun obviously being the source of all things in our solar system. And so these are already kind of oppositional energies, really something likes to be seen. The sun is going to be seen and not afraid of being the center of attention and having all of the attention on it, where Pluto is sort of opposite energy. These are the themes that we want to keep covered. Pluto represents things that are even underground and represents resources that are underground, and just basically Pluto is the god of the underworld. So where all darkness exists, the sun is coming through and shining this massive light and saying, hey, let's focus on this. So it can be a little intense, and it's really the first time in like 250 years that Pluto is finally in Aquarius full time, and the sun is coming around making this conjunction. So there could be like some major power control struggle, change here, transformation in terms of how we're feeling about this. And also Mercury is in a square with Chiron. So this is kind of learning something that is going to be beneficial for us if we take action on it in terms of our healing. Chiron represents our healing. Mercury is our mind and what we're communicating and being communicated. And so we are receiving communications here, and it is about our healing, and it could require us to take action. A square is sometimes something that we weren't expecting to also find out. So could be an element of surprise to really this next month, just in general during Aquarius season. But this week has a ton of Uranus activity and a ton of energy in Aquarius. So we are just looking at Uranus, lightning bolt, lightning striking this week in so many different ways. And on January 23rd, this is also another time in the week when we are feeling a little more challenged. We have the planet of Mars coming into, or actually it's the planet of Mercury, that same Mercury coming into an opposition with the planet of Mars. So we just say the quicker moving planet first. So Mercury's moving faster, Mercury making the opposition to Mars here. And this is conflictual. Anytime that you have an opposition, you're going to have conflict because you have thoughts on one side and thoughts on the other. And ultimately, they're going to be staring straight across at each other, trying to share with each other their sides, trying to ultimately come to an understanding, which would be the highest vibration that you could possibly bring an opposition to, would be to be completely open-minded, completely open-hearted to seeing totally oppositioning ideals or perspectives. And that is difficult for most people to be able to do that. I mean, this the word opposition. It's like you're either on one side or on the other, but in its highest vibration, an opposition would create ultimate understanding and ultimately some harmony here, but not without conflict. There are sparks flying on January 23rd also because Mars is in a sextile with Uranus, and we just mentioned Uranus, and Mars is a go-getter. This is like we are going to make things happen, an all-action planet that is wanting to make results and doesn't care who they have to kind of bowl over to make those results happen. But Mars is also a warrior, and Mars is also very passionate. And Mars is also in Cancer right now, fighting for the homelands and securing and becoming passionate about doing Cancerian things, which is securing the homeland, making people, themselves, the home, the family feeling safe and secure. With this opposition with Mercury and Mars, and the sextile with Mars to Uranus, it's going to add more of this element of surprise. So this opposition could kind of come out of nowhere, but it could also lead Mars. It could head in a direction that is going to lead to positive change and positive results. Sparks flying, it's like potential when you have lots of activity like this. So there's a lot of potential out there, and it's just up to us, how we are going to go about using these energies. Also on January 23rd, this opposition, the body and the mind are connecting in a special way. And there is going to be cooperation if we can step up and use the highest vibration that's possible here to create ultimately the most benevolent outcome for all. And so we need to be open to the surprise. We need to be aware that things may not go exactly the way that we planned it this week. There's going to be some change. There's going to be some surprise. And it's going to be coming through in the body and in the mind with both Mercury and Mars being in harmonious aspects with Uranus, because Mercury is in a trine with Uranus also. And sextiles and trines, we'll see them again coming up later this week, but they are generally really positive aspects and allow things to flow and cooperate and coincide and synchronize in the ways that they need to. The energies coming through can definitely serve us this week if we can meet them where they are at. On January 25th, we've got another trine coming in for the weekend. Venus in a trine with Mars. And this is beautiful because Venus is our feminine counterpart, our feminine cosmic lover, and Mars is the masculine counterpart, the masculine cosmic lover. And these parts are working in complete harmony when they're in a trine. It's harmonious. It's auspicious. It's soft and beneficial and positive. And this is not just masculine, feminine, as in like men and women, but like masculine, feminine parts to ourselves. The zodiac is full of masculine, feminine interaction. And so we're able to find cooperation here within these aspects. When we talk about feminine and masculine energies, they're not only masculine energy is not only for men and feminine energy is not only for women. Everybody has a mix of both. And some women have more masculine energy astrologically, and some men have more feminine energy astrologically in their birth charts. And it's all just very interesting and flows when it comes to this masculine, feminine in astrology. It's about the yin and the yang and pulling different parts of ourselves together and trusting in that seed of potential in both sides and allowing there to be a natural balance here. So very, very harmonious when Venus, the planet of love and money and art, and Venus is like all the beautiful, pleasurable things in life. And Mars is that warrior, and Mars is a very caring, it cares. That's why it's a warrior, because Mars wants to protect and Mars wants to secure. And Mars is also our physical body. This is just where we can take really positive, pleasurable actions when we have Venus in a trine with Mars. So we could see this coming through in a lot of different ways. This is Mars that is in retrograde still. Venus is moving direct. She is in Pisces. This is a water trine. So we may be feeling like returning Mars retrograde to the waters, to our secure waters, maybe some place by the water that is very beautiful to you, that makes you feel totally at peace. This would be a great place to be on Saturday, just allowing that energy to flow over. And anything that comes up in a retrograde with this Mars retrograde is things that it's fated to do. We're fated to return to themes during retrograde cycles. So if there is something that comes up with this trine that's like, hey, let's go back and fix something, do it. Go back and fix as many things as you can right now with Mars retrograde. If you are presented with opportunities where you feel intuitively, water signs, you feel so intuitively that you need to be doing something to correct something in the past, whether it was something way back in the past or if it was something 5 minutes ago, do it while Mars is in retrograde. It's a wonderful time to just come to terms with all of those things that need to be put in their place. So then on January 26th, this is a very fateful day. It's actually a fateful week and weekend because we have the moon coming into a T-square with the nodes on over the weekend. And that just makes it a very fateful time, very fateful when it comes to things that we're feeling and the way that we are feeling. The general vibes of our day are just going to be very, very fateful. And it's going to be another ease and flow kind of day on the 26th, because we have Mercury in a sextile with Neptune and Venus in a sextile with Uranus. More of these sextiles. And you can look at a sextile as like two friends hanging out, walking down the street, holding hands. That's an Eileen Locke an analogy there. A sextile is like two friends walking down the street, holding hands. I mean, it's cooperative is the idea. We have things flowing and there's an easiness to these aspects. It's like when things just happen naturally. And the ability to move forward and do things easily is just presented. There's opportunities for that. In fact, it seems like there is like this almost, there's like luck on your side, giving you opportunities to remain in ease and in positive vibes and to allow positive changes to take place and to flow and cooperate within relationships. Can also be like a Mercury sextile Neptune is like, we get a communication on January 26th that our dreams are coming true. Neptune, Mercury, sextile, like something's coming in like, hey, something big is happening. Your hopes and dreams and desires is coming to fruition, or there's some type of communication or idea that's like, oh no, this is absolutely going to make this dream come true if I can just communicate this in the right way. And Venus in a sextile to Uranus, Venus, love, Uranus, surprise and change. And so there's a lot of creativity and pleasant changes to relationships, loving situations, pleasurable situations with that sextile there. So this is very, very fateful because Mercury, again, in positive aspects with the nodes of fate. So, wow, the weekend just looks really, really nice. And if there's like communications that you've been trying to get across that you would like people to know it's a good time to do it when such positive aspects are in place. You're trying to, spend some money even. Like it would be a good moment to, spend spontaneous money on something or receive money spontaneously from something. Money is just flowing and cooperating here. So I'm really interested to see how all of these aspects play out over the weekend. And then on the 27th of January, we have a planetary change. The fast-moving planet of Mercury is moving into Aquarius and will be conjuncting with that same Pluto, transforming the way we communicate, transforming the way that we think, and then also conjuncting with the sun eventually in Aquarius. And so that's all just going to be more of this transformative, revolutionary energy that is meant to awaken us to our unique individual potential, that one thing about us that makes us different from others that we can offer up to our community, to our families, to our immediate environments, to the world. And that is very unique to us. Nobody else can offer that. So embrace these things about you that make you totally amazing and different from everybody. And, stay in the surprise, stay in the awakened aspect, stay in the, in the idea that yes, things are going to change. And it is up to us how we work our mindset around it and work with these energies to create our most benevolent outcome and the most benevolent outcome of those around us. So thank you so much for being tuned in today to the Cosmic Community Astrology. This is Stacey Dredd, your galactic ambassador. And I just thank you so much for doing what you can to be a part of this greater benevolent community./Take care of yourself. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Cosmic Community Podcast. More can be found at kpov.org/thecosmiccommunity.